Hi again. Okay. Um, the next section is by no means a summary of every kind of content type that we accept, but I share this so that you have an idea of what might be a way to tell your story. Again, like for instance, you don't see songs on here. That's 100% something that we would publish in post form. So be creative. But for those of you who would like the ideas, 30 ways to happy chapters. So I wrote my first book this last year, and I talk about like actually how that's really connected with why we're starting this publication. Basically, long and the short of it is I told some of my life stories in this book, of basically the story of getting from one place that was painful to a place that had meaning for me. And along after I've published the book, like I've heard from a lot of people that they found the story really cathartic and healing for like to read, and then they wanted to share some of their own experiences in story format as well, but that they were like too scared to do it. Hence the whole like anonymous thing, anonymous like publishing capability. But anyways, total tangent. Coming back to the subject, I am going to publish each chapter of my book once every couple weeks for several different reasons that I'll get into later. But that's what's coming, and that's what I mean by 30 Ways to Happy chapters. The most consistent form we've seen so far in terms of submissions are themed essays, like personal essays that you would see like in a New Yorker magazine or the Atlantic or whatever. And we also are getting a lot of quotes, like what's your favorite quote, and then like why. And you know, that why can be told in pictures. It's sometimes told in a couple of sentences. It's sometimes told in a story. But you know, think about inspiration, think about like meaning. Those are the kind of things that are getting submitted. And the same is going for storyboards, which is basically a little bit of text, but a lot of pictures that tell a story about a particular experience someone had, traveling or a dinner or, you know, early in childhood, that kind of thing. Q&A interviews, those will be published transcripts between two individuals, maybe 3 or 4, talking about a particular topic. We might, we will be having those in audio and video format at different points in time. You'll also see them in words too. And serials, I'm loving. They're basically writers who are really amazing writers that are publishing potential or future novels in segments. And some of them are actually using this publication to jumpstart that process, because it's really difficult to write a book, and like not necessarily having to do it in a sequential format. They're like just publishing the chapters they have now. So that's super fun to watch. And then educationals are pieces about the art and the science of storytelling, and that's just a personal passion of mine. It's also part and parcel to why we've chosen this format of this publication to be like the medium through which people connect and tell their stories. So, you know, I'll share everything from like the neuroscience of storytelling and how like the mirror neurons in our brains get activated through stories. And you know, to like, how do you think about conflict and resolving conflict in writing a piece, and you know, in your own personal development or in community formation, like how does that play a role? And I'll talk about super logistical things too, like I did in the video up above, about like how the eye skims a paragraph, the first and last sentence, for instance, like just little tidbits like that. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks.